Hello. Well, I'm Kamari Patricia. Many of you already know me from my videos and my newsletters, and also from the private Facebook group, Wise Women Overcoming Loss. So I decided with this particular video to give you an introduction to how I work, because I know, it's really scary to work with somebody new when you're struggling in your life. Maybe when you've lost somebody so important and you just cannot move on. So I wanted to give you this little introduction to my office. This is how I work. I work on the Zoom platform, which is video, audio. If you don't feel comfortable showing your face on the screen, that's okay. I can also do a phone call with you if you prefer that. But I have become very familiar with this Zoom platform, certainly since COVID-19 hit. And pretty much this is my way of working with all of my clients. Sometimes I do in-person visits with my clients who are local, but generally this is the way it goes on the Zoom platform. And I have this nice cozy office I sit in. I always have a nice hot cup of tea, which I encourage my clients to get comfortable in their space, make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something to have nearby, a glass of water. I also often have my crystals nearby, fluorite, that helps me concentrate, or rose quartz, which is also kind of opens my heart chakra so I can serve you better. And so we meet on this platform for about 50 minutes for a session, and I get to know you. And I get to know your life and maybe some of your struggles and some of your past struggles and also your strengths, like where it is that you have found the ability to be resilient in your life and to move on in the past. Because if you're stuck after a significant loss, you have to go back and look at your narrative and look at your life story and those times when you have been able to overcome challenges in your life. So the other thing I want to try to share with you, hang on and let me see if I can do this. I am going to share a screen here. I hope you can see this as I'm talking to you. This is the platform that I use for my program. So those of you who are interested in a self-paced program that you can do anywhere, you can do it off your phone, certainly off your computer, and it's consisting of 10 modules. Now, right now, this program sits on a platform called Circle So. You can see the address up here, circle.kamaripatricia.com. So I pay for this platform to host my course. That could be changing because my brilliant website person, Jean, is helping to build this on my website, which might be a little bit easier for folks to navigate. But for now, it's on Circle So. And you can see this area here is called the Commons. All of this is free. This is the welcome. This is a community conversation. So you can see I added this in January, kind of like my newsletter articles. I try to introduce topics that are important to all of us, especially women of a certain age who are trying to transition and move on with their life. Their spring cleaning, for example. We all have to do that within our homes and within ourselves. So you can just read these at your leisure. It doesn't cost you anything to join the platform. Again, you put in circle.kamaripatricia.com, and then it's going to ask for your email address. That just gets you into the platform where you can read all of this in the comments. Now, if you are interested in participating and paying for the program, and I try to make it really affordable for all women and try to work with you as best I can. So this is up here, Wise Women Warriors Project or Program. And I am just going to give you a taste. So these are the 10 modules, and each one has a particular topic. And I just want to show you this. The home base is in every single module, and it's how to contact me. It's also, gosh, all sorts of like materials that you need, which is basically your computer. But there are components of yoga in each one that you will read about and see how it fits into your life. And if you need me to help adapt any of the yoga poses to what you need, I'm more than happy to do that. And then, of course, this is really important in the program because there is a group component. We meet once every 2 weeks as a group. The women get so much from being together on the Zoom platform, again, virtual. Wherever you live, you can join it. You do need internet. And confidentiality is really important. So we don't want to take anything out of that group that you hear. Keep it all confidential. This is my bio. You can read about me. There I am on my yoga mat. And then this just tells you what to expect when you get started. In every single module, there's going to be like a project. Often it's a piece of writing that you're going to do. And I explain why that's important. There's also a topic for each one. The very first one is where to begin after loss. And I say something about that. I write about this. Often I will give you examples, that might be relevant to your life, or other resources, even within the topic, that you can use to help guide you. And then there's the engagement, the activity for each module. And I try to make this diverse so that if you happen to like visual pieces in your life, like pictures, there's ways of incorporating that into the work that you do with me. And then there's the yoga piece of it. And I explain the props. Everything you need is in your house, I'm sure. I help you find it. And this is the class. Often I give you 2 options. This is one on the mat, and this is a chair yoga piece. Tell you a little bit about my story of loss in my life. And then I always, at each module, give you other resources to read, to refer to. Yeah, and I'm always adding to those too. And then there's a wrap up of like, what was this module all about? And then what to expect maybe in the next one too. So you move through all these modules at your own pace. I will try to hold you accountable. So if I feel like you're kind of slowing down a bit, the opposite week of our group times is when I meet with you one-on-one. Again, virtually or on the phone. We can do that, do a check-in. And that's generally about 50 minutes. And I check in with you, see where you are, not just in the program, but also in life. Like, what's happening for you? And like, what can we work on and troubleshoot as you're, again, moving through the loss and moving through this big transition in your life. And so all of these modules address different passages as you're moving through. And then when you get down here to about 8 is where we begin to shift a little bit. And we begin, let me just scroll down here. Some of this, Carolyn Mace's work is really interesting. And by the way, the different authors and videos that I present to you, you may not agree with all of them. You may not even resonate with them. And that's okay. It's not for everyone, but I want to give you some options. So this is one of my paintings, by the way. And this is creating your map. And so the map is your meaning and purpose in moving on in life. And this is where module 8, so 8, 9, and 10, we begin this shift, and I begin to help you with all this groundwork that you've already laid and you put into the program. We begin to shift to look at how do you want to move on in your life. It looks different for every single woman, every single woman. So I just want to reassure you about that, because if I happen to refer to a case study or an example and you say, oh my gosh, that's not me at all, no problem. You know, this program is supporting you, no one else. And you will hear other stories as you move through. And some things you may say, oh, wow, I can take this away and think about it. Other things may not apply. Okay, so that is the program. I'm going to stop sharing. And I just want to also say that I really value your work with me. I really value it. So every single time you send me one of those engagements, a piece of writing, or maybe some photographs from your life, and you talk about that story, I will respond to you. I will send you a letter back, and I will let you know what I'm seeing in this work and what's maybe obvious. It could be obvious to you. It might not be obvious. Like there could be light bulbs that go on. And that's what I want to see happen, because I really believe that you hold everything inside you right now for healing and for moving on. And when I hear women tell me, and many of the women in the private Facebook group, you know, will just say, I can't move on. You know, I can't get out of bed. I can't stop crying. You know, it's been 2 years. It's been 10 years. Those are the women I hope will find me, because I know I can support you. Your life will never be the same. You know, we're not going to go back and recreate what you had with the person you lost, whether it's a partner, a sibling, a parent, whoever it is. But I know that there's other meaning and purpose out there for you, and I want to help you find it. So I hope you contact me. Contacting me via email is a really great way to go. And if by chance I miss your email, just send it again. Also, I give you my cell phone number. You can send me a text message if you want to set up a time to meet. Our first consultation is free. It'll be in like 30, 45 minutes. And I just want to be sure that the program is right for you. I wouldn't want you to jump into it and not be ready for it. You know, so that's why we have that consultation. And also, women often just try out the first module and see how it feels to them and if they're really ready to keep going. So I hope you think about all that. Welcome to my office, my Zoom room. And I do hope I hear from you. I value all of your participation, and I really appreciate you following all of my videos and my newsletter too.